The lesson we're going to introduce to you right now is the acid mouth lesson, or the acid attack. And the prerequisite for this lesson is that the child needs to totally understand and have learned the tooth-friendly snack lesson. It's a building on the information of the tooth-friendly snack lesson. So they already understand what high sugar foods are and what is not high sugar foods. We're introducing acid now as another element though. So they need to have that full understanding of the first lesson so that they can extend that information into this lesson. Your sheet that you have on the magnets will show you exactly what magnets need to be pulled. It's also in your lesson. So when you need to have these out. One of the first things you need to do though is that we know that the orange does not stick to our board. In this lesson we want it to stick to our board because we're talking about acid. So in your lesson it directs you to take a piece of tape. If you have double-sided tape, that's great. If you don't, just make a loop on the back. Get my loop to stick here and put it onto the on the orange so it's ready to go. You're going to have your bacteria pieces, your soda, your acid, and your orange, and your cola. So the first thing we're going to put on the board is the cola. The children already understand that soda or soft drinks stick to your teeth. And we already understand that it's about sugar. So now we're going to introduce the aspect of acid, that the soda has another problem. So the very first thing you're going to ask children, have you had any sodas? What sodas do you like? Maybe in your area there's a different brand or a different name of soda that's very popular. On the east coast of the United States, we know that Mountain Dew is extremely popular in some of the areas. And what is known as acid mouth or Mountain Dew mouth has created huge problems in whole communities. That is not true on the west coast where I live. Other brands like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, 7-Up are more popular. You may want to use brand names in this lesson because some children don't have an understanding of the word soda or the word pop or the word soft drinks. They may only identify this type of a fluid or this type of a drink by a brand name. It's fine to use a brand name. We're not demeaning any brand names. We're trying to help the children understand what the process is when we drink any of those kinds of drinks at all. So feel free to use, as you need to, the right terminology to help the children understand. So in our lesson we ask the question, who likes soda, who likes pop, who likes Coca-Cola, whatever you choose to use as your terminology. I'm going to use the word soda for this purpose of demonstration. And so then you can ask the children, why do you like it? Some children will say they like the bubbles, they like the fizz, they like the sweetness. And because they already have the tooth-friendly snack lesson, you can then ask them, is this soda, is it healthy for your teeth? What did we learn? You can ask the children to touch their chin, touch their nose, touch their ear if they have the right answer. Call on two children to give their answers. We learned then from our previous lesson that soda has lots and lots of sugar, and the sugar sticks to our teeth. Now let's see if the children remember what the process was. So when we have lots of sugar sticking to our teeth, we have lots of bacteria, and here's our Streptococcus mutant, and our other bacterias coming in to eat the same sugar foods that we like to eat. And as they eat, they create acid. The acid creates holes in our teeth. This is an infection, and this is what we call decay. And Mr. Decay then creates the cavity, and it keeps eating away until we have a full-blown hole and cavity in our tooth that can go right to the root and right down to the bloodstream of our body. How far you go with teaching that and which age you're teaching is dependent upon you. The idea of just creating a cavity is the most important thing that the acid is eating and creates the cavity. The cola or soda not only has lots and lots of sugar, but it has lots and lots of acid. So we're going to take away our pieces for a second here. We're just going to leave our acid on the board. Now, why does it have a lot of acid? The acid comes from the flavors. Usually there's a lemon or a lime or a citrus type flavor that creates even more acid. Our colas have, the acid that's in cola is also very dangerous to our teeth, but the flavors that we have in Mountain Dew and other soft drinks are what produces more acid and creates more of a problem for the tooth. And so when the child is eating a lot or sipping a lot, using sippy cups or using soda cups with a straw or without a straw, then you're constantly having the acid wash over the teeth. And that is even more of a problem. If you're going to have these kind of drinks, we need to be careful when we have them. So you're going to ask the children, when should we have these drinks? Is it appropriate to have it all during the time of the day, or is there a certain time? And then you call on the children to have them give you your answers. You want to stress with them that meals are the best time, that the saliva in the mouth helps wash away the bacteria and the sugars from the teeth. Soda and soft drinks have a lot of acid because of the flavors. Lemon, lime, and orange and other types of soft drinks, 7-Up and Mountain Dew, have a citrusy type base, and that adds to the acid that's in the soda. So when should we have soda? You want to ask the children, when is it appropriate to have soda? And what we want to emphasize with them, that they would have it with meals. And so you can ask for 2 children to give you answers, and if they haven't answered correctly, then lead them to when would be the best time. It would be around when we have a meal. And why when we have a meal? Well, we have this lovely juicy stuff in our mouth called saliva. And our saliva gets activated even when we have smells. So when you smell a cookie or you smell a cake, that activates your saliva, so you're anticipating eating. And when we're having a meal, then we're producing lots of saliva. So the acid isn't as heavy in our mouth, and the saliva helps wash it away, so we don't have that 20 minutes of acid attack. You see, for 20 minutes after you have a soda or any type of citrus item, you have 20 minutes. That is the heaviest time that the acid is attacking your tooth, and then it starts to diminish with time. But if you're sipping it all afternoon, if you're keeping a drink in a sippy cup for a child, or if you're sipping a soft drink in a cup, then every time you take a sip, you have 20 minutes of acid that's attacking the tooth. So we want to emphasize this time period, that there's appropriate time, and not the best time is when you're not having a meal. You should have your soda and your soft drinks with meals. All right, there's another type of drink that we need to talk about, and that is juices, because we have a lot of juices that have a lot of acid. And even though our orange was considered a good snack, it becomes a problem when it becomes a soft drink, or it becomes a drink that we would have just alone. So orange juice, lemon juice, lime juice, grapefruit juice all have so much acid to them. And the same problem of it sipping and drinking it over a period of time. Did you know that it takes almost 6 oranges to make a glass of orange juice? 6 oranges. So you want to ask the children, would you eat 6 oranges? And most likely not. But would you have a glass of orange juice? And the answer is yes. So which would be a better snack for the child to have? The glass of orange juice or an orange? For the mouth and for the teeth and for even the saliva production, the orange would be better. And the last thing, to take care of the teeth, they need to make sure that they are brushing their teeth every single day in the morning and the evening, and that you're helping them floss.